Good morning. I'm Jim Peters, co-chair of the Worship Committee, and it is my great joy to welcome one and all to this online worship service of the Unitarian Society of New Haven, our USNH. The USNH mission statement is this: we are a diverse, multi-generational faith community that inspires lives of compassion and generosity, nurtures spiritual growth, cultivates transformative connections, and creates a more just world. As this Sunday falls at the end of the American Thanksgiving weekend, the USNH community acknowledges that our sanctuary sits on land traditionally that of the Quinnipiac and other Native peoples. As a congregation, we seek to heal the wounds of the past and present in the ongoing work of reconciliation and justice seeking. If this is the first time you are encountering this community, please know that you are very welcome here. Each Sunday morning, immediately following the service, the USNH membership team holds a welcome visitor chat via Zoom. If you're visiting USNH and would like to learn more about us, or you want to join in and meet people, please join us. All are welcome. To find that Zoom meeting, you can navigate to usnh.org and look for the bright yellow banner at the top of the homepage. Click there and you'll find a link. Or you can email the membership team at the email address on your screen now. I also have an announcement from Becky Friedkin, clerk of the USNH Board of Trustees. The fall congregational meeting will be held via Zoom on Sunday, December 13th at 11:45 a.m. USNH members should have received an email with a Zoom link, agenda, and other materials. If you are a member of this congregation and have not received that email, please send an email to clerk@usnh.org as soon as you can. Finally, I would like to thank John Pawelek, a recently retired member of the research faculty at the Department of Dermatology at the Yale School of Medicine and a longtime USNH member, for leading the service today. Thank you, John. Our call to worship is a quote from Mumbai-based poet and writer Sanabir Khan. A single poem alone can turn tides, scatter galaxies, and burst forth with rivers from paradise. Come, friends, let us worship together. As we light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we do so bearing in mind today's focus is on the wider universe. In that sense, this flame is like our sun, providing light and warmth. At the same time, I want to remind us all that the theme for the month of November has been healing, and that as this is the final Sunday of November, and as the coronavirus continues to spread here and indeed across much of the planet, I would like this flame also to be kindled to signify support and appreciation for healthcare professionals, for medical researchers, for those participating in clinical trials, for every human leaning into the effort to control the pandemic. With the light of this flame, we strive to see you clearly and to thank you sincerely. May it be so.
when this place feels kinda empty. The sound of the breath fades with the light. I think about the loveless fascination under the Milky Way tonight. Lower the curtain down on Memphis. Lower the curtain down on me. I got no time for private consultation under the Milky Way tonight. Wish I knew what you were looking for. Might have known what you would find, but it's something quite peculiar, something shimmering and white, leads you here despite your destination under the Milky Way tonight. Under the Milky Way tonight. Under the Milky Way tonight.
In this spirit of community, we remind ourselves each week that joy and woe are woven fine. Some of us bear burdens made lighter as others help us carry it. Some of us hold joys that shine more brightly as others reflect our delight. Pat and Paul Trotta celebrated their 53rd wedding anniversary last Monday. They were married on Thanksgiving Day, 1967. Anna Flores, membership coordinator, would like to share that her 6-month-old grandson, Caden, is scheduled for a bone marrow transplant Tuesday, December 1st. Her son-in-law, Alex, will be the donor. Please send best wishes and prayers for healing and a full recovery on this day. Thank you for all of your love and support. Let's together take a moment to bear witness to all that the people of this congregation are holding in their hearts. Together, let us give thanks for this community of care.
Good morning, everyone. I am John Pawelek, a longtime member of USNH, and I will be speaking today on some new discoveries by astronomers that to me are jaw-dropping, to say the least. But before I begin, I would like to thank Jim Peters, who was the worship leader for today, Bill Braun for helping with this service and with the music, Rich Genzano for his help running the service today, and Chris Peters for doing the filming. I have a story to tell, and that is mostly for children, but they should get up close, but really it's for everyone. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Abby. She was 9 years old. She wanted nothing more than to touch the stars in the sky. On clear, moonless nights, she would lean out her bedroom window, gazing up at the 1,000 tiny lights scattered across the heavens, wondering what it would be like to hold one in her hand. One warm summer evening, a night when the Milky Way shone more brightly than ever before, Abby decided she couldn't stand it any longer. She just had to touch a star. So she slipped out the window and started off to see if she could reach them. She walked and walked until she came to a pond where the stars seemed to be dancing everywhere. Abby said hello to the pond and asked if she could jump in to catch a star. The pond said, "Sure, there are lots of stars here. You can see them at night under the bright moon." So Abby jumped in and swam around, but she couldn't find any stars. So she kept going, and after a while, she came to a little brook, murmuring over its mossy stones. "Good evening, Miss Brooke," she said quietly. "I'm trying to reach the stars in the sky so I may play with them. Have you seen any near here?" "Ah, yes," whispered the brook. "They glint on my banks after dark. Feel free to wade in and you will find them." So Abby waded in and paddled for a while and climbed all over the mossy rocks. But never once did she find a star, so she kept walking. After a while, she came down to a meadow, and it must have been a fairy meadow, because 100 little fairies came scampering out to dance on the grass. They were dressed in silver and gold. "Good evening," said the girl. "I'm trying to reach the stars in the sky. Have you seen any near here?" "Of course," said the fairies. "They glisten every night among the blades of glass. Come and dance with us, young lass, and you will find as many stars as you like." So she danced and danced with the fairies, but she never spied a single star. Finally, "I've tried and tried, but I can't seem to reach the stars," she cried. The fairies said, "We'll try the road, just over there." So the little girl set out, and after walking and walking, she saw in the distance a beautiful rainbow rising into the heavens, shining with all the colors in the world. The rainbow was sloping up and away into the sky, and she could see shining things dancing about. She climbed the rainbow and finally reached the very tip top. Everywhere she looked, the stars were dancing. They spun in 1,000 colors around her. She had never seen anything so beautiful. Then she stretched her arms as high as she could, and suddenly a shooting star zipped by, and she grabbed at it. But she was so surprised she lost her balance. Down, down she slid, down, down, down the rainbow. The further she slid, the sleepier she felt, and before she knew it, she was fast asleep. When she woke up, she found herself in her very own bed. The sun was peeking through her window and the birds were singing in the trees. Did I really touch the stars, she asked herself, or was it only a dream? Then she felt something in her hand. She opened her fist, and a tiny flash thing was in her palm, and at once it was gone. And she smiled because she knew it was a speck of stardust.
In the first episode of his landmark 1980 PBS series Cosmos, A Personal Voyage, the late Carl Sagan said this: "The surface of the Earth is the shore of the cosmic ocean. On this shore we've learned most of what we know. Recently, we've waded a little bit out, maybe ankle deep, and the water seems inviting. Some part of our being knows this is where we came from. We long to return, and we can, because the cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." Friends, we're coming to the end of a year unlike any in any of our lifetimes. I think that's a safe assumption. We are, many of us, feeling a bit constrained, a bit limited, a bit homebound since late last winter. It may seem that we're stuck in place, but from an astronomer's perspective, we are anything but. All throughout 2020, our blue-green ball has been spinning on its axis at about 1,000 miles an hour, carrying each of us along for the ride. And at the same time, Earth has been traveling 67,000 miles an hour in its circle dance around the sun. And of course, that's not all. Our solar system itself is racing around the galactic center at 490,000 miles an hour, and the Milky Way is moving toward the expanse known as the Great Attractor at just over 2.23 million miles an hour. So we may feel stuck at home, friends, but we are most assuredly on the move. We're made of star stuff, and we are hurtling across the universe like a bat-at, like something moving very fast. So in this coming moment of silence, I urge us to remember Sagan's words. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. We are, because the very atoms of which we are made, the iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, was created in stellar nurseries eons ago and half a universe away. And yet those bits of cosmic creation are here and now in each of us, connecting us in the most fundamental way to everything that ever was and everything that ever will be. This has been a year like no other, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. We are ever moving, and so long as we travel with each other, we are never wholly alone and never truly stuck. We have been turning our thoughts skyward today, friends, but for a moment I need to remind you that back here on Earth there are lights that need to be kept on, work that needs to be done, calls that need answering, and it is up to each and to all of us to support the life of this community with our time and our resources. If you are able, I urge you to navigate now to the USNH website, find the plate donation link near the top of the homepage, and make a donation or pledge payment. We can't pass the plate among us today, but we still can do our part. The offering will now be gratefully received. Today's reading is from Joy Atkinson's The Womb of the Stars. The womb of the stars embraces us. Remnants of their fiery furnaces pulse through our veins. We are of the stars, the dust of the explosions cast across space. We are of the earth, of the great circle of humanity gathered around the fire, the hearth, the altar. We gather anew this day to celebrate our common heritage. May we recall in gratitude all that has given us birth.
Spaceship with a camera eye, taking pictures of the universe. Wherever it's going, I hope it gets there first. We all watch it go. It tells us things we want to know.
From the New York Times recently, November 10th, a spacecraft's search for Earth's lookalikes. A decade ago, a band of astronomers set out to investigate one of the oldest questions taunting philosophers, religious leaders, mystics, and the rest of us. Is there life as we know it in other places in the universe, or are we alone? The Kepler spacecraft, launched in 2009, set out to answer that question. Before the Kepler gave out in 2018, the data suggested that there are billions of other planets, and their conservative estimate was that there are potentially some 300 million possibly habitable planets in our Milky Way galaxy alone. Again from the New York Times. Astronomers recently discovered a vast assemblies of galaxies hidden behind our own Milky Way, consisting of thousands of galaxies, beehives of trillions of stars and dark worlds, as well as dust and gas, aligned in a curtain arcing across at least 700 million light years of space, 10 to the 19th miles away, and impossible to grasp. It is so massive that gravity from it slows the local expansion of the universe. For astronomers, it is the latest installment of an ongoing mission to determine where we are in the universe, to fix our neighborhood among the endless voids, and where we are going. Well, with trillions of stars, let's say there are 10 planets per star, or tens of trillions of planets. This would mean there are trillions so that are likely to have liquid water, and thus life that in some cases, through evolution, develop sentient beings like us. It is likely that their solar systems developed many years before ours, billions, trillions of years. It is staggering to try to imagine what their brains would be like. Do they know we are here? Have they been here? Could it be that they are our ancestors? And I am speaking of they as if they are one population, but remember, with so many planets, there may be many, many, many different types of beings. It is only speculation, but discoveries of these galaxies allows us such thinking. There is certainly more. As far as we know, space is infinite. So there are an infinite amount of such galaxies, and it is staggering to think about it. But the point of all this is we really know very little. Yes, we have made great strides in understanding our planet and our solar system. We know a bit about our Milky Way. But after that, it seems that we are now learning that virtually anything is possible. To me, this fits UU's quite well. We have no concrete creed, but follow our 7 principles, including to seek the truth. I find what I presented here today to be vastly exciting. Maybe all of this is meaningless. We live, we die. But I believe that there are surprises in store for us that are now incomprehensible. Life certainly is a mystery.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we belong? Mystery, mystery.
Friends, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the infinite peace to you. Amen, and blessings to all.